Alright, so now I'm going to do an example of doing a spot varnish. But without the varnish. And the way we're going to simulate that is basically by putting down some wet ink and then coming back and hitting it later after it's flattened out and gotten real glossy. So there is a limitation here. You can't really print images. You can't do this to images that are taller than the lamps, so got to be a little limitation there, but that's okay. This is still kind of a cool effect. And what I'm going to show you is just 3 of the layers that would do the actual spot varnish. These layers could be added on top of something else. Like you could, your base layer could be some other image, and you could be doing some kind of like putting the Digitech decal in gloss on top of this image. So you could obviously put one layer of a regular image down and then add these 2 layers like I'm going to do here in just a second, or 3 layers. So the way you do it, again, we go back over to our presets, and I've already set these up, and I've called them spot varnish layer 1, 2, and 3. And what happens is, first layer, it's just got to get some ink down. In fact, it's just going to do 100%. It's going to do it real quick, 3 pass, just down and dirty quick, maximum lamps. Just try to get a baseline foundation there. And the reason we do this is because if we come back now with a second layer of ink, this layer of ink won't bleed because we're not going to cure it right away. In fact, we got the lamps set to 0. So on this layer, the lamps are actually going to be off. So the whole time, all this color is going to go down. It's going to flatten out, get real glossy, real shiny, and then we're going to finally come back. And you see, when I'm doing this, it's 5 packs. I don't think we really need to do real high pass counts here because it's all going to merge together pretty well internally. It's just not going to bleed because the foundation layer is going to hold on to the ink. So the ink's not going to want to spread to the material. It's going to want to stick to itself. Okay, so then we come back with a final layer, and it actually is doing nothing but lamps. If you look at what I've done here, I have all the densities set to 0. I got the lamps maxed out. I got passes set to 1, and the way you do that is you make sure you get the mask mode to default and a soft edge off, and then you've got the option to go to 1 pass. So this is going to do one full height pass across whatever I do. And if it was taller than the lamp, it would obviously step, but really when we're doing this, we're really only meant to be able to do, you can only do what's the height of the lamp. So otherwise you're going to get some funny cure stuff happening when it comes across in steps. But I don't know, maybe we'll figure that out where it'll work on taller images. But so I've got my layers presets already set up, and I can just go over here and use them now. So what I'm going to do is print the Digitech logo here, and just going to print a couple of these out. And the idea here is just to show that if we wanted to put the Digitech logo on top of something that we've already printed, you would add some layers, and this is what you would do to those layers. So if you were, I'm just going to do 5 of them for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. So what I do is I got my I'm going to have 3 layers, and they should all basically be the same images because of the way this works. It's not color white color. I'm printing the same images each time. Now one pass through, I'm not even printing anything, but I still need the image there. So what I'm going to do is lay out my images first, and then I'm going to add 2 layers. And then it's as simple as this. I have my presets. So on my first layer, I just apply the spot varnish layer 1. I go to the second layer, apply spot varnish 2. Third layer, spot varnish 3, and we're done. And you print. It's that quick. And so what would happen is it would print this at 100%. You see all the densities are at 100%, the lamps at 100, passes are pretty quick. Might even be able to do less. Maybe even do it without cure mask. I'm not sure. Probably don't need the cure mask actually, come to think of it. So this could go pretty quick, and it's not very big anyway. But middle layer is printing 5 pass and no lamps. So that's going to end up wet, and then it's going to rewind and do the final pass where it's nothing but lamps. And that's how you do it.